And then I will start to share the screen, hopefully with you here. Of course, something went wrong. I don't know how this is showing to you because it's not showing to me the same way I had it before. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, the first page,
Yes.
welcome to PreEYP, Cherries and Parent.
Okay, good. Then it's probably correct. First, a little bit about me. I have actually worked at the school for 10 years now. Time flies, I guess. I started when it was in a different location over at the Haganäs school, and then I moved over here. I have worked in the admin as well, and then I came back to the working with the small kids again. I have a degree from Sweden in early childhood education. I have a psychology degree from the US. I worked in a lot of different preschools in the area. Then we have Rachel. She's actually been here 3 years now. She was a substitute before in the whole school, so she has worked with all ages here. She has 4 kids, and you can see more about her there. The roles in EOFP and Cherries, we address students' academic needs and their social and emotional well-being, of course. We encourage to develop independence, take responsibility. We support students' efforts to gain understanding of the world. And we also want to establish personal values as a foundation upon which international mindedness will flourish. We have now more and more started going into play as the way we learn, because that's how kids learn. Play is, of course, something that kids do. It's kind of like their job. And we play outdoor, we play indoor, and that's how the kids make sense of the world. And it's also something that engages them. And yeah. And research has shown that it's possible to play with a purpose. Learning through play is universal, but it looks a little bit different depending on the culture. Younger learners develop their cognitive thinking skills through play. Units in the cherries. If we're looking all over the whole year, starting from middle of September and going through June next year, we will start with who we are, and we're looking at self and family, and that's one of the reasons why we gave you the sheets to fill in, where you put pictures of you and your child, and they wrote something about your child. So that's one way we started. We will do things like hand printing, so they get to know their bodies and they can see what we can do with their bodies. And we will talk about family members and things that, you know, related to self and family on a level that they can understand. We will then go on to where we are in place and time, and we will talk about home and school, which are the two places that the kids are really at right now. How we express ourselves. We will then do stories, songs, and colors. And of course, we do that now too. If you have been here for induction, you have seen how we sing and how we paint, like how we start painting and all that stuff now too. But it will be a more of a focus when we go into that units. Then we will be doing how the world works, and during that unit, we will look at animals, which will mostly be farm animals and pets type of animals, not the wild animals right now, and also transportation. And we had a lot of fun with that unit last year, actually, because we looked at garbage trucks and school buses. We were singing songs about them. We took walks and looked at the actual vehicles in action and things like that. And then the last unit is sharing the planet, and that's towards late spring, early summer. And then we do sand play and water play outside. That's our focus for that unit. And then we don't really do assessment as it sounds in the cherries with the kids, but we of course look at how they learn and how and then we have to we report it somehow. And how we discover the learning is by observations and anecdotal records of the kids. We reflect together as teachers over the learning, and then twice a year we have development talks with you parents. It will be in November, and then another one in May is what we are planning right now, when we invite you. Probably, as it is with COVID, we'll probably do the talks outside. That's how I did it last term. Language is a big focus, of course. We have stories, both stories told by us teachers with props, maybe dolls and animals, and also stories in books. We do songs and rhymes every day. Of course, a lot of listening and speaking with, from both ways with the kids. Even written communication, we don't do, of course, writing with the kids, but we expose them to the written word as it is in the books. They can see the letters there. And math is something that in the cherries is a lot through play and everyday situations. When we sit at meals, for instance, we might talk about how many pieces of carrots do you have on your plate? Or when we get dressed, we count the child's legs or something. You're going to help them into an overall. Maybe you say, oh, look, you have 2 legs. So it's a lot of learning through everyday situations for us. And a day in the cherries for us. First, if the child comes early, breakfast is at 8 o'clock. And after breakfast, we have about from 8:30 to 10:30, where we do songs and play-based activities. We have a fruit snack around 9. We have art activities sometimes, and then we also every day go out and play. At 10:30 then we come, if we're outside, which we then usually are at 10:30, we come in and we get ready for lunch. We wash hands, we change diapers, go to the toilet, etc. And that usually takes a half hour to help all the children to get ready. And then we go pick up the lunch, and the lunch is served from 11 to 11:30, where we sit at the 2 tables in our room, 1 teacher at each table, and then the children. After lunch, some kids go home, and the other ones, they either sleep or rest, depending on what their needs are. And then at 2:15, we have an afternoon snack, and some days we might even go outside for a while if the weather is good and the kids are awake. We might go outside before the snack. And after snack, the kids usually go outside for outdoor play, and sometimes there's also some fritids clubs that, for instance, drama club and music club. It's been, and the cherries have been participating in that as well. Communication-wise, to get in touch with us teachers, best thing is to message on the Toddle family messaging, or you can send us an email as well. Toddle is really the school communication platform, which means that should be the first choice. We also have the school phone here, but that would only be to call if you have an absence to report, or if you're going to say something about maybe being late. That's for that kind of things. And of course, we have IST now, where absences are supposed to be reported as well. And then we will see it in the system if your child is absent. Standards and expectations. Oops, now we skipped a page. See if we can go back. No, it wouldn't go back for me. Why is that? No back button. Okay, I think I can hopefully remember what it said on the slide. I think I have it here. Let me see. Sorry about that. Yes, indoor shoes. It's very important that they have indoor shoes with them and on at all times, because sometimes, like some of you saw actually during the induction, we have a fire alarm. And then it's very important that we have shoes on all the kids, because then we need to exit through our nearest door, which is out onto the playground, without passing by and picking anything up. Of course, please be on time. Post absences in IST, like I just said. We would like there to be appropriate outdoor clothing and shoes, because we always, like I said before, we always go outside, and even if it's raining or snowing, or so there needs to be clothes for any kind of condition. Clean spare clothes in the cubby, a couple of sets. So we have, if your child, sometimes they like to try to wash their own hands and things, and they might get a little bit wet. So we have something to change into. And then what you can do at home to help your child learn, of course, read to your child is very good. You can ask them what they're learning in school or what they're interested in, what they've been doing during the day. And also read the total announcements that we send to be up to date on current units, and also the whatever important information that we send out. We are also looking for 2 class parent representatives. So if you are interested in helping out, just let us know, and we would like to take volunteers for that. There will be parent sessions with the EOFP academic coordinator, and dates are to be announced by total announcements later. You have any other questions now? It's fine. You can ask questions if you want, or send it to us. Let's see if I can exit out of this. See if I can go back into the meeting. Hopefully I'm back now. Any of you have any questions for me right now?
Hi, Anna. This is Cesar. No questions from my side.
Okay.
Thank you for the presentation. It was very clear. Only maybe about when you say that the communication, it can be through Toddle as well. So it's okay, like for whatever questions, just to send a message by Toddle. That is a good way of communicating.
Yes, the family messaging is a really good way to communicate. Of course, but the problem is now with COVID that parents are not really allowed in the building unless it's induction. So we unfortunately don't meet you the same way we used to. So Toddle, yes, that will probably be the best way now, actually.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
No more questions from my side. Thank you.
Anna, Susanna speaking. If I can, thank you very much for the presentation. I would like to ask 2 questions. The first one is, can you please explain what is the difference between Cherries and EYP? And also what about the volunteering part from the parents? Can you share what is like expectation, or how much time it's expected to spend, or what is, what need is there?
Yeah. First question about Cherries. What is the difference between that and EYP? Is that we really, IB doesn't start until the age of 3 when EYP1 starts. But we have, in Cherries, we have taken in some of the IB stuff already. So we are now using the units also from the IB. But we are also part of the Swedish preschool system, so we have that curriculum as well. So that's the main big difference, I guess, that we are doing a little bit of both still in the Cherries. Did that explain your question, or?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And as far as the parent volunteers, I don't think that it involves a whole lot of time. I'm not really sure, because I know we had a parent volunteer last year, and I know she did some kind of collection for some money for some gift or something like that. I don't really know what else she was involved in, but I could definitely find out more for you if you want me to.
It's fine. I actually know Caroline, who was in the video previously, Caroline McGarvey. So I will talk to her, but I just was thinking if she knows also on this level, or about me, she might find out for me. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to ask? Otherwise, if you have, yeah.
Then if no one is asking, because I wanted to give space some other people as well, but if no one asks, I ask again. I still don't really understand this. Like Cherries has a 15 hours, but there are some kids, of course, which will stay longer. So what is this time over this 15 hours? How it's considered?
15 hours is what you have if one parent is not studying or working. So if one parent is not employed or not studying, that's 15 hours.
Yeah, I understand. But if two parents are studying, then you have the full time. But why is everywhere in the materials written that Cherries 15 hours?
Yeah, if parents are working, studying, both of them, then it goes according to the parents' working hours. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Did that explain? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because we are slightly different that way. I mean, the rest of the EOFP have, I guess it is 30 hours, but Cherries, 1 and 2 year olds are 15 hours. It's the same. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So feel free, if you have no questions right now, but if you think of something at any time, just feel free to send us a total message or email us. Or if we hopefully meet sometime too, we will be happy to answer questions at any time that you might have. Okay?
Yeah, thank you very much, Anna.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.